The stars were quiet that day. The human spaceship Genesis 7 floated in deep space, far from any known galaxy. The crew inside looked tense. Something had gone wrong. Very wrong. Captain Reyna stood on the bridge, staring at the blinking red lights. "Still nothing?" she asked, her voice low. "No signal." "Earth is gone," replied Officer Malik. His face was pale. He tapped the control panel again. "It's like we're alone." There were 200 people on board. Scientists, engineers, doctors, farmers. The Genesis 7 was sent to explore new planets. But now, something had pulled them off course. The stars around them were unfamiliar. Maps didn't match. Systems were failing. "We're lost," whispered Engineer Kara. "Truly lost." The crew had tried everything. They boosted signals, ran power checks, even launched probes. Nothing worked. For 7 days, the silence continued. Food was low. Spirits were lower. Then, on the 8th day, something strange happened. "Captain, there's movement," Malik shouted. Reyna rushed to his side. A small green light blinked on the screen. "It's a planet," said Malik. "About 2 hours away. Breathable air. Water. And..." He stopped. "And what?" Reyna asked. "There's life," he said. "But not human." The room fell silent. Reyna looked at her crew. "Prepare to land," she said. The ship descended slowly toward the surface. The planet was bright with blue skies and golden trees. Mountains floated in the air like islands. Rivers sparkled like silver threads. It was beautiful and strange. The landing was smooth. The crew stepped outside. The air smelled fresh. Warm wind touched their skin, but something felt. Watched. "Stay close," Reyna said. Suddenly, a movement, just beyond the trees. A tall figure stepped forward, not human. She had light purple skin, large golden eyes, and long silver hair that moved like it was underwater. She didn't speak, but her head tilted gently, almost curious. "First contact," whispered Malik. Another alien appeared, then another. Soon a group of them stood silently watching the humans. None looked angry, none looked afraid. Just calm. Reyna raised her hand slowly. A universal sign of peace. The alien woman copied her. "They're intelligent," said Kara. "And peaceful." Then, something unexpected happened. The alien woman stepped forward and reached out. She touched Reyna's hand. Images flashed in Reyna's mind, visions, memories, feelings. It was like a dream. The alien showed her their home, their children, their fears. They were also lost in their own way, waiting for someone to come. "She's showing me," Reyna said. "They want to help us." The crew set up camp near the alien village. The aliens offered fruits and glowing water. The humans accepted. There was no language, but there was understanding. Children from both sides played together. Alien laughter sounded like singing. The humans laughed too. Every night the sky turned violet. Stars danced above them. But not everyone was happy. "We should be careful," said Lieutenant Parker, a strict military man. "We don't know what they want." "They haven't hurt anyone," said Malik. "Yet," Parker replied. "We're not here to make friends. We're explorers, not lovers." No one responded, but the words stayed. That night, Reyna sat alone, looking at the stars. She held a small photo. Earth. Home. It felt so far away now. Footsteps came behind her. It was the alien woman again. She sat beside Reyna. For a moment, they just looked at the sky. Then the alien pointed upward, toward a glowing part of the stars, and then pointed at Reyna's heart. "You're saying we were meant to come here?" Reyna asked quietly. The alien nodded. Suddenly a voice shouted from the trees. "Captain, come quick!" Reyna ran back. A strange new signal had appeared on the ship's radar. "It's not from Earth," said Malik. "But it's something artificial. Another ship. The screen blinked again. The word incoming flashed. Reyna stared at the stars. They were no longer alone. And this was just the beginning. The new signal brought tension. The crew of Genesis 7 stood frozen, eyes locked on the screen. A second ship? After all this time in silence? Captain Reyna leaned in. Is it human? Malik shook his head slowly. No, it's not. But it's not from this planet either. A low hum vibrated through the ground. The sky above turned a soft orange as something massive broke through the clouds, smooth, silver, and glowing with alien lights. It wasn't a warship. It wasn't like anything they had ever seen. The aliens on the planet who had been so calm and kind suddenly stepped back and vanished into the glowing forest. They're scared, said Kara. Why? Parker asked, gripping his weapon tightly. Reyna narrowed her eyes. Let's find out. The strange ship hovered above a wide valley not far from the human camp. Slowly it landed. No sound, no smoke. Just stillness. A door opened on the side of the ship. Mist poured out. Then, they saw her. A different alien woman stepped out. She was not like the peaceful forest dwellers. She wore armor made of glass-like plates. Her skin was dark green, her eyes sharp gold. Her posture was proud, commanding. Behind her came two more armored figures. They looked around and then walked, straight toward the humans. No sudden moves, Reyna warned her crew. Let them speak first. But the aliens didn't speak. Instead, the leading female walked right up to Reyna, placed her hand on Reyna's chest, and spoke inside her. Mind, you don't belong here. This is not your world, Reyna gasped. You can talk? Only to those who listen. You humans and breed chaos. Why have you come here? Reyna held her ground. We didn't plan this. We're lost. We're survivors. The alien narrowed her eyes. So are we. But not everyone is welcome here. Then, the armored aliens turned and walked away, toward the forest where the gentle natives had hidden. Where are they going? Malik asked. To the others, Reyna whispered. To control them. Later that night, the forest was not the same. The singing was gone. The soft glowing lights had faded. The alien children didn't come to play. The peaceful village was quiet. Too quiet. Reyna and her team entered the village, torches in hand. What they found made them freeze. The gentle aliens were kneeling in rows, heads down. The armored ones stood around them, watching closely. One alien elder looked up and saw Reyna. His eyes begged for help. What is this? Reyna asked the armored leader. These weak ones were left to wander, the voice echoed in her head again. We are their guardians. We make sure they remember their place. Reyna's heart sank. You're hurting them. We are protecting them. From you. The elder alien suddenly stood. He took a shaky step forward. His voice was weak, but clear. We welcomed them. They brought no harm. The armored leader turned slowly. You forget your place, old one. She raised her hand, and the elder gasped, falling to his knees. No, Reyna shouted. She ran forward and grabbed the alien's arm. A burst of energy hit her hand, hot like fire but not burning. The leader's eyes widened. You resist? Reyna didn't let go. I protect. The leader stared at her for a moment, then lowered her hand. Interesting. She turned and walked away, disappearing into the mist. The elder coughed. Reyna knelt beside him. Are you okay? He nodded slowly. They are not our protectors. They are our jailers. Back at the human camp, Parker paced. We should leave this planet. We don't know what we're in the middle of. We can't, Reyna replied. Our ship is still damaged, and the peaceful ones, these forest dwellers, they helped us. We can't abandon them now, Malik added. And if that armored race thinks we're a threat, what happens next? Reyna looked up at the stars. We make a choice, she said. We either stand by and watch them suffer, or we stand with them. There was silence. Then Kara said softly, "I choose to stand." One by one, the rest nodded. Even Parker, after a long pause, said, "If we're going down, let's go." Down doing the right thing. Later that night, a shadow moved silently near the human tents. Reyna was awake. She stepped out and saw her. It was the first alien woman, the gentle one with silver hair and golden eyes. She held something in her hands, a small, glowing stone. She placed it in Reyna's palm and whispered one word in broken English. "Bond," and vanished. Reyna looked at the stone. It pulsed softly like a heartbeat. She didn't know what it meant, but she knew one thing. This world had chosen her, and the war had already begun. Reyna stared at the glowing stone in her hand. It felt warm, like it was alive. The soft, pulsing light matched her heartbeat. She didn't understand it fully, but she felt it. A connection had started. The silver-haired alien woman was gone now, vanished into the glowing forest, but her words still echoed in Reyna's ears. Bond. What did it mean? Morning arrived with a strange silence. No birds, no laughter, no alien children playing. The human crew gathered around the fire, their faces tense. Reyna showed them the stone. "She gave this to me," she said. "I think it means something powerful." Lieutenant Parker crossed his arms. "Or it's a trick. These aliens are too quiet, too emotional. We don't even know what they want from us." "They helped us survive," said Kara. "And those armored aliens, they're the ones who seem dangerous." Malik leaned forward. "Maybe this bond is a way to fight back. What if it's more than friendship? What if it's the only thing that can protect us?" Reyna looked down at the glowing stone. "Then we need to understand it, fast." That afternoon, a human named Jonah disappeared. He was one of the younger crew members. Smart, quiet, always curious. He had been last seen near the river, where he often sat alone to think. Parker led a search team. They followed his footprints into the woods and stopped when they found something. And beside them, a large flower, bright blue and glowing softly, was broken. Kara knelt beside it. This flower was sacred to them. They warned us never to touch it. Parker scowled. "Are you saying Jonah angered them?" "No." A soft voice came. They turned. It was the silver-haired alien woman. She stood behind a tree, not hiding, just watching. Reyna stepped forward. "Do you know where Jonah is?" The alien tilted her head and slowly pointed deeper into the forest. Then she looked at the stone in Reyna's hand and smiled. Without words, she turned and began to walk. Reyna followed. The others hesitated, then followed too. After 20 minutes of walking, they reached a small clearing. Jonah was there, alive, sitting beside a fire. But he wasn't alone. An alien woman sat beside him. She looked young, with sky-blue skin and wide violet eyes. She smiled when she saw Reyna's group. "She saved me," Jonah said softly. "I fell near the cliffs. She caught me." Everyone was silent. "She brought me here," Jonah continued. "And she spoke to me, in my head." "You mean telepathically?" Malik asked. "Yes," Jonah nodded. "She said I was kind, that I listened." He looked down. "She said she wants to stay with me, forever." Parker stepped forward. "You're telling me an alien woman wants to bond with you?" Jonah blushed. "She says their race is dying, that they've been waiting for us, for humans." There was silence. Then, the silver-haired alien walked to Reyna again and gently touched the glowing stone in her palm. Instantly, memories poured into Reyna's mind. Bright colors, faces, emotions, pain, joy. And something deeper, a vision of a baby, part alien, part human, sleeping in her arms. Reyna gasped and stepped back. "What did you see?" Kara asked. Reyna's voice trembled. "A child, Not just theirs, not just ours, both. Parker stared at her. You're saying they can reproduce with us? Raina looked up. Yes. Back at camp, the crew couldn't stop whispering. Some were scared. Others, hopeful. Malik sat with the alien woman who saved Jonah. She placed her hand on his chest and he closed his eyes. She's not just speaking, he said softly. She's sharing dreams. Jonah looked at Raina. What if this is why we were brought here? Not by chance, but by something bigger. Raina nodded slowly. What if Earth lost us so we could find this? Later that night, the armored aliens returned. They marched into the peaceful village again, demanding control. But this time, something had changed. The gentle aliens didn't kneel. Instead, they stood, together, with the humans by their side. Three. Silver-haired alien stood beside Raina and raised her voice. It was the first time she spoke aloud. No more fear. The armored leader stepped forward, face cold. You forget your place. The silver-haired alien held Raina's hand. And suddenly, a light exploded between them. The bond. The humans and peaceful aliens were connected now, glowing together. Their minds and hearts linked. The armored aliens backed away slowly, their eyes wide. You've changed, the leader whispered. You are not what you were. Raina held the stone high. We're something new now, together. Far above, the stars shimmered again. But this time, they were not alone. The bond had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. The nights on the alien planet were no longer quiet. Since the bond, the forest glowed brighter. The winds whispered in strange patterns, and beneath the soil, something had started to grow. Raina stood alone in the garden where the alien children once played. Now it was full of strange new plants, blue leaves, soft red roots, and golden vines wrapping around the trees. None of it had been there a few days ago. They're growing too fast, Kara said behind her. It's not normal. Raina touched. One of the vines, it moved slightly like it felt her touch. They're not just plants, Raina said. They're alive, aware. Meanwhile, deep inside the Genesis 7, Malik sat in the science lab, eyes wide as he watched the screen. He had taken a sample of the soil yesterday, just one tiny scoop. Now, the dirt in the sample jar was glowing, softly. Inside it, small white sprouts were moving. Are those alive? Jonah asked. They're growing faster than anything I've ever seen, Malik whispered. It's like the soil responds to our presence. Kara stepped in. It's not just plants. Come outside. You need to see this. Outside the camp, near the place where Jonah had been saved, a tree had sprouted. But this wasn't any normal tree. Its bark was deep purple, its leaves golden. And at its base, a cradle. A living cradle, formed by roots, soft and warm. Inside, a baby. Raina's heart nearly stopped. What is that? The baby had smooth skin, half pale like a human, but eyes that glowed softly like the aliens. Its hands had 3 fingers. Its tiny mouth let out a soft coo. The alien woman who saved Jonah stepped forward. She picked up the child and held it gently. Yours, she said in broken English. Ours. Jonah fell to his knees. That's our child? Everyone was silent. Raina looked around. She saw more strange trees beginning to grow nearby, each one with a cradle at its base. This planet is changing, she said. It's adapting, combining us. That night, the armored aliens returned again, but this time they didn't come to attack. They came to watch. They stood on the hill, their glowing armor shining under the moons. One of them stepped forward. He removed his helmet. A scar ran across his face, but his eyes were familiar. Human. Raina gasped. He's one of us. The man nodded slowly. I was taken years ago, crashed on this world before you. They rebuilt me. Changed me. Made me one of them. Why didn't you help the peaceful ones? Malik asked. Because I didn't remember who I was, the man replied. Until now. Until I saw the bond. He stepped forward and pointed at the soil. It's not just the planet, he said. It's alive. All of it. This world isn't just a place, it's a being, and it chooses who stays. Raina stared at the glowing vines wrapping around the nearby trees. They pulsed gently like veins. This planet bonded with us, she said slowly. Not by accident. By will. Later that night, Raina walked alone to the edge of a cliff. Below her, glowing roots spread across the land like a giant web. They stretched for miles, connecting villages, rivers, even their spaceship. She felt her palm tingle. The stone still pulsed in her hand. Suddenly, the silver-haired alien appeared beside her. You see now, she whispered. This world, it's not dying, Raina said. The alien nodded. No, it's awakening. Raina's voice was soft. And the children? The ones being born? They are the first. The first what? The alien woman looked at the stars above and answered, the first of a new race, a race of peace, of both human and alien. Raina's heart beat faster. Earth won't understand. The alien met her eyes. Then you must show them. In the morning, Raina called the crew together. We're not leaving, she said, firmly. We were meant to find this place, these people, these children. Earth may call us lost, but here, we've been found. Some nodded, some hesitated. Parker stepped forward. And if Earth comes for us, to take us back? Raina looked at the hybrid baby in Jonah's arms. Then we fight not with weapons, but with truth. Far above, deep in the silence of space, a human satellite beeped. A broken signal blinked on its radar. It was from Genesis 7, and Earth had received it. Far above the planet, in the silence of space, Earth's satellite finally blinked to life. The signal had reached them. The message from Genesis 7 was short. Alive. Not alone. Planet safe. We're building something new. But Earth did not see peace. They saw something else. A colony gone silent. A human crew mixing with alien species. And they did not trust it. Back on the planet, Raina stood near the strange golden tree. Hybrid babies rested in the root cradles. Their skin glowed gently and their soft eyes followed the sky. The camp had grown. Aliens and humans worked side by side. The soil grew everything they needed. There was no hunger, no violence, just quiet. And new life. But something felt off. Malik noticed it first. Where's Lieutenant Parker? He asked. Raina looked around. He was here this morning. Jonah frowned. He's been distant ever since the hybrids were born. He never trusted this place. Kara stepped out of the medical tent. Guys, something's wrong. One of our comm devices is missing. Raina's eyes widened. Parker. The signal. The warning. Up on the ridge, beyond the trees, Parker crouched with the stolen comm device, its antenna pointed at the sky. The signal was weak, but strong enough. He pressed a button. Command, this is Lieutenant Daniel Parker. Genesis 7, compromised. Alien interference confirmed. Human crew under influence. Hybrid offspring being created. Immediate extraction recommended. Or termination. Then he shut it off and ran. Raina found him minutes later, caught in the glowing vines. Near the river, the planet had trapped him. The vines didn't hurt, but they held him tight. Parker, she shouted. What did you do? I did what had to be done, he spat. We're explorers, not breeders. You've all forgotten Earth. You've lost your mission. Malik stared at him. You betrayed us. Parker's voice was sharp. I saved us. Earth will come. They'll burn this place down if they have to. They'll save us. Raina stepped back, heart heavy. He's not saving us, she said softly. He just started a war. 2 days passed. The wind changed. The trees bent differently. The air tasted colder. The aliens felt it too. They whispered of danger, of fire, Then, on the third night, it came. Flames tore through the sky. Red and black, an Earth warship entered orbit. The humans stared up in shock. They sent a destroyer, Malik whispered. Not a rescue ship, Kara added. A warning. A booming voice echoed across the sky. This is Commander Hart of the Earth vessel Vanguard. All humans aboard Genesis 7. Report for extraction. Alien contact has been recorded as contamination. You are ordered to stand down. The hybrids cried, softly in their cradles. The silver-haired alien woman held one to her chest. They came to take, she said. Reyna looked around. The vines trembled. The soil darkened. The planet was responding. In the forest, roots began to move. The ground shifted under human boots. Trees twisted protectively around the alien villages. They're trying to shield us, Kara said. No, said Reyna. They're trying to hide us. Above, the warship charged a low-firing cannon. It was not designed to kill, just to destroy structures. They fired. The human landing site exploded into dust. Tents, equipment, everything burned. We have to run, Malik shouted. No, Reyna said calmly. She stepped forward, toward the blast zone. She held the glowing bond stone high above her head. Commander Hart, she called out. This is Captain Reyna of Genesis 7. We are alive. We are free, and we have chosen this life. Do not destroy what you don't understand. There was silence. Then the voice replied, You've been compromised. Prepare for cleansing. Suddenly, the ground cracked open. A tree burst from the soil, massive, golden, alive. It twisted upward like a tower, roots like arms reaching toward the sky. From its center came a beam of light, pure and warm. It hit the warship's scanners. Jonah stared at the screen inside the science lab. They're scanning them back. The planet is showing them everything. Memories, visions, emotions. A child laughing, a mother crying, humans and aliens side by side. And one final message. We are not a threat. We are your future. The warship hovered, then paused. Its weapons stopped glowing. Inside, Commander Hart sat in silence, watching the images. A child, half human, half alien, looked back at him through the screen. Hart slowly closed his eyes. He gave a single command. Stand. Down. Below, the hybrid babies laughed. Reyna fell to her knees, shaking with relief. The silver-haired alien smiled softly. You spoke, and they listened. No, Reyna said, looking at the children. They spoke, and Earth finally heard. The Earthship Vanguard didn't fire again, but it didn't leave either. It hovered above the alien world like a shadow, watching, waiting. Reyna knew this wasn't over. Inside the human camp, the mood was tense. Some were hopeful. Others were scared. Everyone knew Earth's silence was louder than any weapon. They're not sure what to do, Malik said, staring at the sky. They've never seen anything like this before. They see us as a risk, Kara replied. Hybrids, aliens, a new species growing faster than they can understand. Reyna nodded. They're deciding if we're worth saving or worth erasing. Meanwhile, the planet changed again. The golden trees grew taller. The roots pulsed, deeper. The soil hummed softly at night. Hybrid children were now walking, talking faster than human growth. They learned fast. Too fast. One child named Luma spoke to both humans and aliens with ease. Her eyes glowed like stars, and her touch could make flowers bloom instantly. She walked up to Reyna one morning and said, I had a dream. Reyna smiled. What did you see, Luma? The child looked at the sky. I saw Earth, and it was afraid. Reyna's heart sank. Back on the Vanguard, Commander Hart stared at the footage. The hybrids, the strange plant technology, the human crew standing, side by side with alien species, and the most shocking part, a human child, being called daughter by a silver-skinned alien. This isn't just exploration anymore, said his second-in-command. This is evolution. Hart nodded slowly. Or rebellion. He opened a private channel to Earth. Command. They've formed a society without us, mixed with non-humans, raised children of unknown biology. We must respond. If we wait, we risk losing control. Inside the forest, the peaceful aliens gathered in a glowing cave, roots covering the walls like veins. Reyna stood with the alien elder and the silver-haired woman. They want to wipe this out, Reyna said. Everything we've built. The elder placed his hand on her shoulder. Then it is time to show them we are not weak. Reyna blinked. You mean fight? No, the silver-haired woman said gently. Not with weapons. She walked to the center of the cave and touched the ground. A bright light shot upward and formed images, moving like living memories. The first bond, the first child, the moment Earth almost fired. This planet remembers everything, she said, and now, we will show it all. The crew of Genesis 7 helped. Jonah uploaded their logs. Malik transmitted medical records, proof the hybrids were healthy and stable. Kara shared files of shared farming, healing, learning. They weren't hiding anymore. They were witnessing. Then, something unexpected happened. A shuttle from the Vanguard descended to the surface. Everyone held their breath. The ramp opened, and a single person stepped out. A woman, young, in a black Earth uniform, eyes sharp but curious. I'm Dr. Ellen Ruiz, she said calmly. Earth sent me to see the children. Reyna nodded. Come. They brought her to the hybrid nursery. Dr. Ruiz looked around, her face unreadable. She scanned one child, then another, and then she paused in front of Luma. The girl smiled. Hi, I dreamed about you. Ruiz blinked. You did? Yes, Luma said. You were crying. But then, you understood. Tears filled Ruiz's eyes. She scanned Luma's DNA. Human. Alien. Both. Perfectly balanced. They're not weapons, she whispered. They're hope. That night Ruiz called the Vanguard. I recommend full observation, not destruction. This colony may be the beginning of something new, something better. Commander Hart stared at the stars. I will report it, he said. But Earth may not agree. Ruiz nodded. Then tell them this. The future is already here, and it's growing fast. In the village, under the glowing trees, the hybrids sang for the first time. Their voices were soft, musical, and powerful. Even the vines around them swayed with the sound. Reyna watched them, hand on her heart. Malik stood beside her. We didn't come here to start a war, he said. No, Reyna replied. We came here to survive. And instead, Malik smiled. We created life. Up in orbit, the Vanguard turned slowly. Not away. Not home. But into position. Earth had not yet given its answer. But down below, the new race kept growing, and they were ready, if needed, to protect their future. 3 suns rose that morning, one from the sky, one from the soil, and one from the hearts of the children. The hybrids, half human, half alien, stood in a wide circle beneath the golden trees. Luma, the firstborn, stepped forward. She looked barely 5 years old, yet her voice echoed with calm strength. Today is the day, she said softly. The day Earth chooses. Captain Reyna stood at the edge of the circle, hands clasped, eyes on the sky. Behind her, the crew of Genesis 7 stood with the peaceful aliens. Behind them, glowing roots curved across the ground, linking everything together. Humans. Aliens. Children. Trees. Even the very soil. It was all one bond, but above the shadow remained. The Earth warship Vanguard hadn't fired again, but it hadn't left either. It waited for orders, and Earth was still watching. Inside the Vanguard, Commander Hart sat quietly at his command chair. Dr. Ellen Ruiz stood beside him, holding her report. "They've built homes," she said. "They've created families. They've solved hunger using the planet's resources. No war, no greed, no violence. They live in balance." Hart stared at the images, the hybrid children laughing, helping the trees grow with just a touch, healing small animals with their glowing hands. "They're not a threat," Ruiz continued. "They're a gift." Hart looked down at the final sentence in her report. "This is not contamination. This is evolution." He sighed. "But Earth fears what it can't control." Back on the surface, Raina gathered her crew. "They may not accept this," she said. "They may try to erase us." "We won't let them," Jonah replied. "We made something good here." Malik looked at the children. "Even if we die, they'll live on. This world will protect them." "No," said Luma, stepping forward. "We will protect you." Her tiny hand touched the ground. The forest pulsed. The planet itself responded. Suddenly, a beam of soft white light shot up from the golden tree, the oldest one, the one born from the first bond. The light reached into the sky and struck the Vanguard. Inside the ship, alarms beeped. "We're being scanned," an officer shouted. Hart stood, tense. By what? The scan didn't attack. It showed memories, flashes of the human crew crashing, the first alien touch, the growing of the trees, the birth of the hybrids, the laughter, the tears, the music, the unity. And finally, Luma's eyes. She looked directly into the ship's screen. "We are not your enemy, but we are not yours to command." The light faded. Everything went silent, and then a voice came through the comms. But it wasn't from Earth Command. It was from the Vanguard's own bridge. It was Ruiz. "To anyone listening back on Earth, I refuse to carry out destruction. I refuse to kill what may be our best hope. We are not losing a colony. We are gaining a future." Hart didn't stop her. He stood tall and spoke next. "This is Commander Hart. We were told to observe and decide, and we have decided." He looked at the image of Raina on the screen. "We choose peace." Down on the planet, cheers erupted. Raina dropped to her knees, overcome with emotion. The aliens wept softly. Even the vines seemed to hum with joy. Luma turned to her friends and whispered, "Today, we were heard." Weeks passed. The Vanguard returned to Earth. Not with weapons, but with stories, data, and dreams. Earth panicked at first. Fear spread. News headlines screamed, "Alien-human hybrids exist. Lost crew spawns new race. Is Earth being replaced?" But then the videos were shown. Children healing wounds with their hands. Aliens and humans building farms together. No war, no pollution, no hunger, just harmony. And people began to wonder, what if this is what we're supposed to be? Back on the alien world, now called Nova Terra, Raina wrote the final words in the crew's official log. "We came as explorers. We stayed as survivors. We became something more. Not fully Earth, not fully alien, but something new. We are Nova." And in the golden forest, Luma looked up at the stars. Other ships would come one day, some with questions, some with fear. But she would be ready, because she was born from two worlds, and she carried both inside her. The future had begun, and it had a name. Humanity 2.0.